It's easy for people to make proclamations that they believe something, and yet the fruit of their lives show that they have no experience of being ruled by the truth that they proclaim. Jonah had proclaimed grace to the nation of Israel. He had pointed them to the living God, but it appears he had no experimental knowledge of God's grace, or he had very little experimental knowledge of it. If he had, he would have run to Nineveh, not away from it. Because those who know the measure of grace shown to them show that measure of grace to others. But Jonah had no such compulsion. He had no such heart breaking for these Ninevite people. They seemed too wicked for him, too evil. He didn't want them to receive grace. So he needed to experience the grace of God in a very felt way before he could adequately minister that same grace to the Ninevites. See, Jonah, in the belly of this whale, he realizes the grace that these Ninevites need is the same grace that he needs. But for that to be the case, for him to discover that, God had to show him his own condition first. God had to bring him to the end of himself. I wonder, have you been brought there? Have you been brought to the end of yourself? Just you can speak about the grace of God. Not that you can just speak about the mercy of God, but you know it experimentally. It's a truth that governs your heart. Or is he seeking to bring you there now? The most grace-filled Christians I have ever been around have always been those whom the Lord has brought through deep suffering. Always. Because it seems that through those sufferings, the Lord brings his people to the end of themselves in a way that we just don't experience in any other way. And they begin to see what they are truly apart from God's grace and how desperately they need it. This isn't profound, but it's often missed. It is almost always the case that those who most experience the grace of God are those who most demonstrate the grace of God to others.